Hello everyone, this is Cavell, and today I'll be talking about how to find the least common multiple between two numbers, three numbers, four numbers, etc. Okay, so we'll be going over two methods. Okay, the first method is called the cake method. It's actually very straightforward and very efficient. So how do we do the cake method? So the first thing we do is we find the numbers that we need to find least common multiples of, right? So let's just say 10 and 18. Okay. We draw a line like this, and we ask ourselves, what factors does 10 and 18 have in common? Well, upon further inspection, we see that 2 goes into both 10 and 18. So write down the 2 right here. We ask ourselves, how many times does 2 go into 10? Well, 5 times. How many times does 2 go into 18? Well, that's just 9 times, right? And then when we cannot pull out any more factors from the next set of numbers, right, we just simply circle the last row of numbers and the numbers on the left, which is the 2. With these three numbers, we simply multiply them. Okay? So 2 times 5 is 10, 10 times 9 is 90. So LCM of 10 and 18 is equal to 90. All right? Let's do another example. Let's do 14 and 49. Okay. Once again, we ask ourselves what numbers goes into 14 and 49. Well, 7. 7 goes into 14 2 times. 7 goes into 49 7 times, right? And we realize that there's no other common factors besides 1 for 2 and 7. So we circle these numbers and then multiply them, okay? So 7 times 7 is 49. 49 times 2, right, is 98. So LCM of 14 and 49 is 98. Okay. Let's do some more. Let's do 25 and 15. Okay. Once again, we ask ourselves what goes into both numbers. What's a factor that they have in common? 5. 5 goes into 25 5 times. 5 goes into 15 3 times. There's no other numbers or factors that 5 and 3 has in common, so we just circle these numbers and multiply. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 3 is 75. LCM of 25 and 15 equals 75. Okay. So let's do another one. Okay. Let's say we have 144. Okay. And 36. Okay. So first thing we gotta do is ask ourselves how many times any factors that they have in common. Well, of course they're both even numbers. I can think of 6. 6 goes into 36. And I believe 6 goes into 144. Or if it's easier, you could do 12, right? Let's do 12. 12 goes into 36 3 times. 12 goes into 144 12 times. If we look at 3 and 12, what number goes into both 3 and 12? Well, 3, right? So put a 3 next on the right below 12, right? 3 goes into 3 1 time. 3 goes into 12 4 times. Okay? And then we see that there are no other numbers, right? No other factors that both go into 1 and 4 besides 4. So we circle these numbers and multiply them. So there's a 1, so that's redundant, right? So we just do 3 times 4, which is 12. 12 times 12 is 144, right? So that means the LCM, the least common multiple between 36 and 144, is 144, right? So what does that mean? That just means 36, right, is a factor of 144, and more importantly, right, 144 is a multiple of 36, okay? The least common multiple is just 144, right? Let's do another example here. We have, let's do 24, okay, 36, and 48. Okay, so we have three numbers we want to find the LCM for, right? This one's going to be a little tricky, a little bit different, but it shouldn't be that difficult. So what goes into 24, 36, and 48? 12. 12 goes in 24, 2 times. 12 goes in 36, 3 times. 12 goes in 48, 4 times, okay? And here it's going to be a little bit tricky because when we have three numbers, right, we only need to find a factor that two of the three have in common, okay? So meaning if there isn't a factor that goes into all three numbers, right, we check for a factor that goes into two numbers. So 2 goes into both 2 and 4, so you put down 2, right? 2, 1, right? 3 just comes down for the ride. 2 goes into 4, 2 times. So our LCM is going to be this, okay? It's going to be 12 times 2 times 3 times 2. So 2 times 3 is 6, okay? 6 times 2 is 12. 12 times 12 is 144. So LCM of 24, 36, 48, right, is equal to 144. Okay. And we can see that 48 is a multiple of 24, right? So essentially, we're just finding the LCM between 36 and 48, right? And we did that before and we got 144, right? So let's do a few more examples on how to find LCM. Let's just say I have LCM of 18, right? And 63. Okay. Once again, ask yourself what factors do they have in common? 9. 9 goes in 18 2 times. 9 goes in 63 7 times. Do they share any factors besides 1 between 2 and 7? No, so we just need to circle these numbers and multiply. So 2 times 7 is 14. 14 times 9, I believe, is 126. So let's double check that just to make sure. Yes, so it's 126. Okay. So now the other way of finding LCM, right, is finding its prime factorization. Okay. You look at the prime factorization, right, of 12 and 36. So this is going to be another way to find its LCM. So first thing we do is find its prime factorization. Okay. We have 4 times 3, 2 and 2, right? So this is essentially 2 times 2 times 3, right? 36 is going to be 6 and 6. 3 and 2. 3 and 2. So this is basically 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Okay. So now we're going to look at each of these prime factorization and look at the ones they have in common and write them once. Okay. So 2 and 2. Work on 2. 2 and 2. 2. 3 and 3. Good. And then the ones that they don't have in common, we also put it down. Okay. So the LCM would be the product of all the common factors or common prime factors that they have in common, right? Multiplied by the prime factors that they don't have in common, right? And we're only counting them once, right? So So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 3 is 36. So LCM of 12 and 36 is just simply 36, right? So 36 is a multiple of 12. Okay. Let's do another example. Let's just say we have 48 and 64. Okay. So we gotta find prime factorization. 8 and 6. 4 and 2. 2 and 2. 3 and 2. 8 and 8. 4 and 2. 4 and 2. 2 and 2. 2 and 2, right? So the prime factors are these guys, right? So this is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, right? Prime factor of 64 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So we gotta look at the ones they have in common. So 1, 2. So I'm gonna write the LCM here. 2, cross it out, times 2, cross it out, times 2, cross it out, times 2. And then we see that they have the unique ones of 3, 2, 2. So I have to multiply this by 3 times 2 times 2. Okay, so let's see what the LCM is. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. And then we have 64 times 3. Okay. So this is going to be 192. Okay. So the LCM is equal to 192. And we can see that, right? 64 plus 64 is 128. Meaning if we count by 64, right? 128. 128 plus 64, right, is 192. 48, right? 48 plus 48 is 92, right? 92 plus 48, right? It's going to be 140. And then, oh, sorry, no. 96. 48 plus 48 is going to be 96, right? 96 plus 48, right? It's going to be 144, right? 144 plus 48 is going to be 192. Okay, so that's how you find LCM using this method. All right, that's it for today. Thank you. Bye-bye.